Hey guys, just want to make this really quick video here. So a lot of people have been inquiring about my current state, especially mental state after I quit drinking. They want to know, am I doing better? Do I feel better? How do I feel now ever since I've been sober? So as of now, at the time of recording this video, I am 4.5 months sober. And truth be told, I feel pretty good. Now, I didn't feel good when I initially stopped and quit cold turkey, no. Because I had to go through the alcohol withdrawal symptom. My brain still was craving alcohol for quite some time, but my dopamine receptors seem to be going back to normal. So January 15th of this year was the day I finally quit drinking, okay? And because I downed an entire bottle of Merlot that night, I had a hangover that lasted 3 whole days. It totally sucked. So after that, every time I even see booze, I would just think back to that day, think back to that hangover I had, and I would start to get this headache. And that was enough to deter me from drinking again. On top of that, I didn't like going back to that day and realizing how many people I upset that night. That was actually an even bigger motivation. But you see, the thing is that I felt fine for a little while, but then I started to feel the withdrawal symptoms from not drinking for a while, especially after my brain was used to just drinking just to get that dopamine rush. And it got to the point where drinking was a primary source of pleasure. So after a few months of being sober, then things started going back to normal for a bit. Occasionally I would still feel the post-acute alcohol withdrawal symptoms, and randomly I would have these moments where I'd either be really depressed or really cranky. It was pretty weird. I looked it up and those were actually part of the symptoms, but I am not a doctor, so I'm not going to self-diagnose myself. That's just what I assumed to have happened. It actually happened during a Saturday night show, and I knew that I had to take a nap and just step away from the show just for the sake of the sanity for the show. But unfortunately, that dark and depressing moment seemed to last a few days. It lasted into Sunday as well as Monday, and it was so bad that I had to call off work because the symptoms were so great and I felt so awful that I couldn't go to work. But the next day I felt fantastic. I felt like I was a brand new person. I felt like I was reborn almost. Like my passions were coming back. I wanted to code for once, and I wanted to do things that made me happy. So overall, I say I'm doing pretty well right now. I've heard stories of some that actually had to go through this for an entire year before their brain started working properly again. Fortunately for me, I was able to reach that point in a third of that time. Thank God. Oh, and one of the side effects from when I quit drinking was I lost weight. I went from 192 pounds to 177 pounds. Now, 192 pounds for my height, which is 6 foot, that's actually overweight. That is above a normal BMI. But now I'm back to a normal BMI and it feels pretty good. So the only thing I say that I miss are the barrel of laughs, laughing like a hyena at nothing, and some of the crazy yet unreadable things I typed in the Discord chat. Yeah, you should see some of it. Some of it, to this day, I still can't figure out what I was actually trying to say. Oh well. Fun while it lasted, but I'm glad it's over now. So that's all I'm going to say. Thank you all for those who are supporting me quitting drinking. And thank you for those who also understand why. And yes, I know I talk about this a lot, but that's because people ask me about it. So that's why I did a video on it. So, and also I apologize for doing this a bit impromptu. It's 3 a.m. and my speech is kind of slurred. I'm kind of tired. It's going to be a sloppy video, but it was worth it. So good night, guys. I got to crash.